Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
All right, here we are again, fly number 2 for the night for me. So I'm going to do a take on our most asked for fly here in the shop. We're trying to get them in, so please be patient with us. I'll actually show you how to tie a different variation. I'm going to hold pretty true to the original on this one, except for the fact that it's going to be a balanced pattern. So I'm going to do a balanced pumpkin head for you guys. Pretty easy fly to tie. The key is going to be the orange hackle and the orange bead. That's the most important part of this fly. The rest of it, you can mess around with the dubbing and stuff like that. I'm going to use straight olive ice dub. I've mixed it together with pearl and the violet stuff before. It works quite well. You can mix up the colors of the tail and stuff like that as well. So let's head on down and get this one going. Alright, so here's our balanced pumpkin head. Pretty easy fly. Doesn't take very long to make. These ones are going to be kind of better to do in like a production kind of mode. I'll show you how to put the extension and the bead on the hook, and that's kind of where I would start. If you're going to do a bunch of them, tie like a dozen of those and then start tying the fly, and it's a lot easier. So I'm just going to pop that out of there. Pop my hook into the vise. So I've got a 90-degree bend jig hook here. It's a Mustad 32833, size 8. I find this style hook is kind of hard to find in this size. I picked mine up at Barry's Bait and Tackle. I'm trying to get them here in the shop. So I'll let you know if we get those in at a future date. So basically you're just going to start your thread there. And then what I've done here, so just kind of get yourself a little bit of a thread base going on. I've got UTC 70 fluorescent green thread, doesn't really matter. I'm going to use this for a hot spot. So what I've got here is a sequin pin. You can pick these up at Michael's or any kind of craft store. I've got a 1/8 orange bead there. And I'm going to tie this in on top, if it doesn't slide away from me. Just a couple wraps, kind of get it in place. I know from tying a few of these, I want about 2 bead lengths or so away from that 90-degree bend. That'll create a nice balanced profile for us. So I'm just kind of cinch that down on top. Nice thing about the rotary, you can kind of twist it to see where you're at. I like to throw a couple wraps in front as well, just to kind of hold everything in place. Make sure everything's sitting properly right where I want it. We're going to add a little bit of super glue to this. So this is basically where I would stop for the production part. Like I said, do a bunch of these up to this point, and then let them all dry, and then I would just roll on with the rest of the materials. So, just gonna wrap back over that, and wrap back down. So we're gonna go back to right to where the bend starts on this guy. Right there. And I've got just some olive marabou. Use whatever color you want, really. I'm going to try to stick as close to the original as I can. So I'm going to take about 1 inch or so off the plume, and we're going to tie that in right at the back here. A couple wraps to lock it in place. We're going to go underneath a couple times just to help pop it up. Kind of get rid of those curly bits there. And then we're going to just loosely wrap, just to try to keep that profile. And cinch all that down. Alright. And for the length of the tail, go about the length of the body. I'm just going to pinch it off, get everything nice and even. That just blew Lorenzo's mind. I wish you guys could have seen that on camera. That was pretty funny. Guess he's never seen that one before. Alright. Then we're going to tie in a orange hackle here. It's a grizzly barred. I've stripped off one side. Be careful, the tips are quite brittle. So we're just going to lock that one in place right there. Lorenzo laughs because I was like 3/4 done I don't know what happened to it, and I broke the tip when I was starting to wrap it, so he's giggling like a little girl over there. as he does. Alright, so we're just going to wrap that in nice and secure. Alright, and I've got olive ice dub. We're going to use this for our body. So just create a little bit of a thin to thick, medium thickish noodle here. And just get a bit more material on there. Get that started. Alright, so once this gets going, you can use chenille as well. The thing with the dubbing that I find is as it gets beaten up, it actually gives a much buggier profile look to the fly. The dubbing will start to come out, look like different legs, give a lot more movement to the fly. Just kind of bugging me a little bit here. Just kind of keep wrapping there. Get a little bit more. So the original pattern was meant to be trolled. This one is going to be more of a cast and strip. Just because the design of the balance profile part, it'll undulate up and down a little bit more, similar to like a jig hook would. And when you hang it, it's gonna basically sit how it is now, which is kind of cool. We're just gonna wrap that right behind the bead. There we go. Now we're gonna wrap our hackle. Let's take a full turn at the back. Nice open turns. Way up. Right around that hook guy. Keep going. And right behind the bead. I like about 5 or 6 turns. I like to have a little bit of a fuller head. Just helps to push the water a little bit more. That should do it. Alright, so we're going to lock that down right behind the bead. One more on behind. Alright, shorten the thread there. Trim that away. Just pull all that stuff back. Fill that space behind the bead. We're going to add just a smidge more ice dub on there. Just give it a little bit of a collar. Again, as this gets beaten up, that's going to start to puff out, come out. And you can take a Velcro brush to it if you want. Really, it's going to fish well as is. And then we'll just kind of keep winding that thread behind the bead, create a little bit of a hot spot. Alright, and we'll whip finish if I can get all these feathers off of me. Jeez. See, Lorenzo, I am human. I can even get that thing messed up. Alright, so right behind the bead there. We'll just whip finish. Create a little bit of a hot spot, like I said. There we go. Gonna finish it right on top. And we'll put just a wee dab super glue there just to hold all those thread wraps in place. Alright, there you have it. That's our balanced pumpkin head. There's a little rotation there. And you know what? For fun, let's see how well I did at balancing it here. It's still recording? Right up. Just throw it on some wire here. Hopefully this was a little better than that first one that I did. Yeah, it's not too bad. So as you can see, it kind of undulates up and down. It's going to just hang like that. It's going to look pretty killer in the water. So yeah, let's head on up and get out of here. Alright, so there you have it. 2 pretty fun, simple patterns. You're probably going to see a lot more pink flies out of me in the next little bit here. I'm going to be messing around with that a lot. I'm really looking forward to that fishery this year. So there's the pumpkin head, there's the pink nymph. Should do the job. So I won't be here next week. I will be in sunny Florida. I know everybody's a little jealous about that here at work. Sending me down for a fishing university, so it should be kind of fun. Get to play out with all the new gear and couple days out on the water. I'll try and vlog a little bit of that on the Friday Night Flies website if I can. So yeah, definitely tune into that on, find my tab on the side there and check it out, and I'll post what we're kind of doing and what's new and exciting and all that kind of stuff. So enjoy those flies, get ready for spring. I know the river's a little frozen right now. I was thinking about getting out today, but the temperature is like -15, -20, not looking too good. Yeah, so that's about it for me this week. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and enjoy.